Hello, I am here to explain how to add rows to the table of an Excel file. This one in particular is the RBT Supervision Log, but this will also work if you're using my BCBA CEU log. I'm also going to be creating an RBT PDU log for the new 2026 RBT renewal requirements and any other Excel spreadsheets that you're using. Let me show you real quick. It's a lot easier than what you might think. So you're in an Excel spreadsheet that has a table and you want to add rows, but you don't want to mess up the formulas. This one has some great formulas in it that auto calculates some stuff, and we don't want to mess that up. So, what you can do if you want to just add one row, all you have to do is click inside the table on one of the rows. I typically like to choose a row that doesn't have any text in it yet. And I just right click, or if you are using a laptop, it's just a 2-finger click. It opens up this menu, and then you'll see on the menu there's this one called Insert. So I'm going to click that, and it added one row to my table. Okay, awesome. The other thing you can do is if you want to add a whole bunch of rows at once, which you might want to do in this case if you have a lot of hours that you want to add or a lot of separate days that you want to add, and you want to make this quite a bit bigger, you can actually insert rows into the entire sheet, especially if you're going to add a bunch of rows and you have other stuff below it. So I have 2 separate tables here. I'm going to click over here. See how when I hover over the numbers, and then if I click on it and I don't let go, it's going to highlight a whole bunch of rows, and it's actually highlighting rows in the actual sheet and not just in the table. Okay, and I'll show you what that does. So now they're highlighted, and then I'm going to right click, and now it gives me an option to insert rows above or below. It really doesn't matter what you pick because you're kind of right in the middle of the table. I'm going to hit above. Okay. And what that did is added rows not only to the table, but also to my entire sheet. So it didn't mess with the formatting. It literally created a whole new set of rows. In doing that, it also created rows in the actual table. This works in any table you have for any kind of tracker. If you're using the RBT supervision tracker or the BCBA CEU tracker, any of those logs that I've created, this is a really easy way to add rows. Another thing that someone has asked, because I just want to use one sheet per month, but I don't want to create a whole new file. That's a really easy sort of hack or solution. You'll right click on the tab and it opens up another menu. You can hit duplicate and it will make a whole new copy. I would do this before you start filling it out, so you don't have to delete a bunch of stuff, but you can just duplicate, and now it created another one. And if you want to change the name of the tab, so we're in 2026 now, we're in January, so let's say that this is January 2026. So all I did is I double clicked on the tab, and then I'm going to double click on this one, and then let's say that's going to be February 2026. And then up here, I can go ahead and change that to January. And look how it pops up nicely with a little menu. So if you wanted to, you could do that. I created this in 2019. I've been using this for years and years, and it's been great. A lot of RBTs like to use this to track their supervision on their own and then share it with their supervisors. Oops, I meant to say January. There we go. And I can just click that. And that gives me this month. And then I can do the same for next month. And then I can go, you know what? It's going to be February right there. There you go. Here you're going to put your RBT number and your name. And then right here you can add the names of your supervisors and what their certification type is. Are they a BCBA or BCABA? And then their certification number. Now, if you want to add, it's very similar to how you did it here. If you have additional BCBAs or additional supervisors that you want to add, you can do the same thing here. Now, what I would recommend, you highlight this row, right click, and put insert row above. What that does is it saves whatever formatting you have. So that yellow and everything, and then it keeps it consistent. Do that. And then if you want to just copy some of this information down, so you can actually just be selected on that and then drag this down. And then here, drag this down and drag this down and just copy and paste it over. And then the rest of it you would just type in. So it's super easy to use. I have some other files that have a little more complex formulas and formatting in them. I can do a tutorial on those as well at some point, but this one is a little bit simpler and you can kind of just type in it. You're not really going to mess anything up if you follow these steps. All right. So if you have any other questions on any of my other products, anything else in my TPT store, feel free to send me a message on TPT and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. And then if you can't reach me there, here is my email address. I'm going to type it in for you right here. Is my email address right there. hello@daniellevernelson.com. Super easy. You can reach me there. Please don't spam me, but go ahead and send me an email if you have any questions. All right. Thank you.